Hello and a very warm welcome to this special episode of ETCIO presents ET Studios, CFO Blueprint in association with SAP. Our theme today is one that's reshaping not just technology, but the very core of business strategy, supercharging growth with next-gen business AI. Now, finance has always been about precision, compliance, and control. But what's happening today is bigger than automation or efficiency. Next gen business AI is enabling CFOs to turn vast amounts of data into real time insights, sharpen decision making, and even influence how companies tell their growth story to investors. It's helping finance teams move from being back office custodians to becoming frontline drivers of strategy and scale. And who better to explore this within someone who is at the intersection of two revolutions, EVs and AI? We are joined in by Ajay Shanker, CFO of Ultraviolette Automotive, to discuss how finance leaders can harness AI responsibly, drive business growth, and prepare their teams for a completely new way of working. So thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. And as we're talking about the next gen AI perhaps is everywhere. Let's start with the basics. How is next gen AI sort of changing the finance function in a way that now it is more from a lens of business growth?
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for the question. Uh, the core of finance is not changing. Whatever happens, the core of finance still remains the same.
Yeah.
They are the custodians, they are the
Yeah.
gatekeepers, and they have to really ensure that the organization is operating in a controlled environment. So that doesn't change. But with AI, Gen AI coming in, there's lots happening on how finance is performing and how finance is playing an active role in the organization. And especially on the growth side, how they're getting involved in driving the performance of the company.
Yeah.
Uh, in the past, it was more on analysis and taking time to provide the information. Today, what the information which we're taking months, we are taking hours to provide, hours to analyze and move faster. There are three pieces of analyzing the data and looking at it. One is the predictive, other is proactive information sharing, and then becomes what is called the perspective. The perspective piece is becoming very, very important with AI coming in. The data or the analysis which is shared is getting validated through a lot of external data points, and it is very fast and very quick, and there's a lot of artificial understanding put around those analysis to validate yes, it's making sense. So today the decision making is becoming based on a very strong backup of data, almost real time data coming in, and which is really the foundation of decision making, which is changing. Second is the time, the response time, and finance is becoming much more agile as a function. It's not really you are taking time to analyze. There was phase when we used to say analysis to paralysis, right? You are analyzing and analyzing. The decision is getting delayed, or you're waiting when the reports will be available to really take decision.
Yeah.
It's a past now. You define your scope, you define what you need, and with the tools and with the information around you, and with the science of looking at the data with the AI usage of AI, you are on top of these reports. So that's helping. But it's adding a lot of challenges. You have to really govern yourself better. You have to way of validating that these reports are good and really making useful for the organization. So role of a finance guy is becoming more and more stronger,
Yeah.
sitting in the cockpit and ensuring that the organization is moving in the right direction.
All right. So you spoke about governance in AI, using AI responsibly. As we know that AI is supremely powerful, right? But there are a lot of concerns around bias, around its reliability, around the governance and compliance part that we are talking about. So how are you ensuring the use of responsible AI in your organization, especially in those business critical areas?
And you're absolutely right. This is the point which is even discussed at the board level.
Yeah.
What level of adoption of AI you should consider in your day-to-day working. There should not be a bias or a complacency coming in the system that you start looking at data and whatever data is giving you feel it to be correct
Yeah.
and good to decide and as the base for decision making. So there are few aspects which needs to be done. Important. I was talking about a strong, very strong governance. Uh, any information flowing up has to be flow through the governance. There has to be a validation process, control process on the information coming in, going out. Second is you need to use the right tools. Also important is what level of information is being shared. That
Yeah.
becomes another important part of AI, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of information which goes out, a lot of information comes in
Comes
in the
in,
whole process. So control of the information sharing becomes
Mhm.
very, very critical. Also the skill of people who are working on AI. It is a futuristic and a facility or a technique which is available now, but people are gearing up, especially if you look at finance function.
Yeah.
That the skills have to gradually move up the ladder for people to really understand the implication, to use it more efficiently. That becomes very, very important. And also a very important point is that validation, which I was saying. You will always have past trends. You will have the trends which depict how the future will look like based on the old methods. This should help you validate, to make sure that there is no undue bias in
Yeah.
the data what you are looking for. Just to say, our old days when I started my career, when you make Excel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And at the end you will have a check.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
simple check to make sure the whole
Things
the
come
steps
together.
to come together, and there's a control point that to make sure no it's making sense and we can look at the data. Similarly, it makes more and more important that there is a level of checks and balance built and ensuring that what we are seeing at different level in the organization, there's a level of validation apart from fully depending on
Yeah.
on AI.
Yeah.
That becomes very, very critical.
Yeah. On that note, AI, when we talk about the investors and AI for that matter, investors are now increasingly looking at, how organizations are leveraging technology. So, how AI readiness, it's new, how it is sort of impacting your company's growth story in front of your stakeholders or in front of your investors.
Right. No, AI is talk of the town, and investors are surely very, very focused on how and where you're gearing up on the AI side. So, of course, on finance, we are looking at automating the reports, which are more, getting supported by AI. Lot of external piece of factors coming into the reporting piece, automating the processes, using of RPAs,
Yeah.
independent arms working on analytics. That's more on the finance side. But what investors are also looking is how, as a company, you are adopting
Yeah.
AI, right? And it's both inside the organization, outside the organization. So, in case of Ultraviolet today, the usage of AI starts from the discovery of a customer till you really service a customer. So
The
all that,
entire life cycle.
all life cycle, there's a
Yeah.
AI playing different roles. When you're trying to identify a customer, the customer persona, how to target specific communication to the customers, marketing initiatives, advertising initiative. And from there on, moving when you customer is trying to reach the organization, there could be pod stalking, there could be artificially. There are different ways of reaching out to the customer, explaining the product. Very important piece in case of Ultraviolet, it's a EV motorcycle and a EV two-wheeler company. Test ride becomes very, very important. But the journey to reach for a customer to reach test ride, there are different stages. And with the usage of AI and different tools around, you can really cut a lot of cycles and bring customer to that level. So that's more on outside how involved. Inside the organization, and during the design phase, adopting which design usage, there's a lot of AI usage. Also, our products like we have a motorcycle as a product, and on top of it sits a wallet AI, which is a tool which sits on top of it, and that gives a lot of intelligence on the product. Uh, so, if someone touches your motorcycle and you're sitting in your office on your mobile, you'll get a pop up saying that someone is trying to handle your motorcycle. It's sort of a guard sitting, an artificial guard sitting and guarding your motorcycle. If someone takes your bike away, sitting here, you can lock the bike, you can deactivate the bike. So important, especially a crash feature, right? If you are going and you meet a small accident, the bike has an intelligence in itself to stop or disengage the motor. So a lot of intelligence there on the usage pattern, how efficiently you can use the product itself, right? Again, it's all remotely on your mobile. How you are riding your bike, you're using the front brake, rear brake. There are different regions in the usage of the bike here.
Yeah.
So which region you should you how you
Yeah.
can increase the
Yeah.
mileage,
Yeah.
how can
Yeah.
you increase the time of the battery for usage. So there's a lot of intelligence which is coming based on the data available across different uses,
Yeah.
across the patterns of your
Yeah.
usage, and apart from that, how you are using the carbon, what you're saving on the carbon footprint, how you're supporting the economy, how you're saving the fuel cost.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Yeah,
AI
the
usage.
spectrum is huge
Yes.
when it comes to AI usage, but when we talk about the AI led era we are in today, there are a lot of new skills also required, especially for the finance teams. What skills, according to you, are emerging now or will be essential for the finance teams to develop, to work hand in hand with the AI technology?
Yeah. In fact, the most important piece is a very strong collaboration with the CTO, person who's handling the tech,
Yeah.
because it's all becoming, usage of tech all around the organization, and more and more dependence on the tech for adopting Gen AI. In the past, it used to be HR and finance is a two strong pillar, helping the growth of the journey. And now it has become, of course, HR finance is always there, but finance and IT has to collaborate, work very, very closely in the journey to take the organization to the next level. So collaboration. Second is, of course, understanding the tech itself, understanding what's the value you get, because there's a lot of investment which comes with these decision making. Are you able to gauge the ROI? It could be a softer definable ROI. It could be, not definable ROI. It could be some very futuristic returns you are looking at, to very smartly understand the importance of using the tech. Also, increasing the skills of the team in the organization. It's not only that you are understanding, it's the whole organization which has to evolve, and especially the finance teams have to take it to the next level. And one of the most important piece in this journey for the finance person or finance team leaders should have is the ability to lead this transformation and this change in the organization. They have to lead it from the front, to take the whole organization involved, talk about the good side, but it also comes with the risk and the challenge. So understand both and take the organization for the next leap.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But where do you think are the Indian CFOs currently in the AI adoption curve? Because I've seen a lot of CFOs still skeptical, some are leading. Where do you think is India currently in this curve?
Yeah. So broadly, we can bucket into three segments, where I would say the journey of adoption of AI in different companies and by different CFOs. One is very early. People are cautious, trying to understand.
Experimenting.
Lots. No, it's before that even. They're not even gotten. They're hearing a lot
Yeah.
and trying.
Skepticism.
Yes,
Yeah.
skepticism, and to really see, yes, should we get in or should we not get in, or it's just initial bubble. It will die down over a period of time. Old way of working works. Second is the experimenting piece, where people have taken initial steps. Someone is on the invoice processing, someone on RPA, someone in the supply chain, in the shop floor. Initial steps. And next is where people are really expanding, transforming, and making it as a their part of their organization. So different companies in different phase right now. If I create a pie chart and see where it all sits, I think in about 10 to 15% people are still on the edge, sitting and really trying to understand. They are more maybe very traditional organization or very early in their journey, where you need investments and you don't want to, stretch yourself. They're around 10 to 15%. Then if you see where people are experimenting, that's around 40 to 45, 50%. But most of the people are in that mode.
Are in the experimentation phase.
Yes, and very early adoption of different areas in the organization. And people who have really moved forward and they are taking AI as the future, it will really define how you move and how you succeed. That's around, I'll say 20, 25% of the people there.
All right.
So that's how the pie
Pie chart looks like when it
yeah.
comes to the AI adoption in India.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, if what's the biggest shift you foresee when it comes to the intersection of finance leadership, AI, and also sustainable business, sustainable leadership as well?
So I would say one big change as we are moving forward could potentially be that we can say finance doesn't sleep now. Because one arm is analyzing, one arm is doing the RPAs, one arm is doing the repetitive processes, one arm is continuously learning and gearing up the organization. So big change. Second important piece is the finance is very, very agile now.
Yeah.
With the information. Always one thing which would be pulling back would be on the decision making, would be how fast, how quick, and how strongly you can uh, uh, provide the data. So that's surely drastically changing. And more is even them in the meetings now, I would say no bullshit on data points. You will be validated immediately. There's so many of information available, so quick it's available. So all the decision would be based on very strong data points and a lot of science and a lot of validation on decision making. So surely very, very good for finance function and finance profession and in the whole environment of the organization today.
All right. On that note, sir, we have an exciting rapid fire round with you
Sure.
because the discussion has been truly insightful. But it would be great for our viewers to understand your perspectives on different aspects of finance, AI as well. Starting with what excites you most? Is it EV adoption in India or AI adoption in finance?
I would say EV adoption in India.
All right.
Yeah.
And if you have to define AI in finance in one word, what would that be?
Future. That's the future. Fast paced, agile, and always ready finance.
And EVs in one word.
Sorry.
Define EVs in one word. Like,
EVs involved. That's the future. Future of mobility.
all right. Another question. One finance task you would never want to see automated. That can be personal as well.
Decision making.
Decision making. All right. Then one app you use the most on your phone.
It used to be the emails. That takes a lot of time away, but I'm using quite a bit of ChatGPT now. So moving to that as well.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's the new we are seeing in industry today. Early morning meetings or late night strategic meetings.
Late night strategic meetings.
Why is it so?
Because as the day gets up, you have more of work piling up, right? And the priorities are changing.
Yeah.
But when you are taking a strategic decision at the end of the day, there's a whole night to discuss and crystallize your thoughts and take a decision which helps.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Then tea or coffee, what works for you in a busy day?
Different time, different, it could be green tea, it could be morning, I'm a tea person.
And evening, a
Is more
coffee
of coffee.
person.
After there's a
Okay, the
coffee.
preferences clearly change by the end of the
Yes.
day. Then a leadership lesson you'll always swear by.
I would always say try to delegate, take risk, because if you don't take risk on your team and in the organization, we are not moving up. There is nothing, there's no perfect decision making. You have to take an element of risk in any decision you take and you move ahead.
All right, perfect. On that note, thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this discussion. We discussed a lot about AI, and one thing I understood that AI today is not just about transforming finance operations. It's perhaps writing a larger growth story for businesses and organizations like yours, like Ultraviolettes, as well. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and sharp perspectives on all of the questions around next gen AI. And to our viewers, stay tuned for many more such exciting videos only at ETCFO presents CFO Blueprint in association with SAP.